Welcome to Celex Consulting Group's channel, your trusted safety partner. We have created this channel with you in mind. Here we are going to discuss different safety topics, the regulations, and we'll be answering your questions. So click subscribe to stay up to date with our videos. And as always, thank you for watching. Hi everyone, thank you for watching. Today's topic, the new Entrant Safety Audit. Let's start by explaining a little bit about the FMCSA, the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, also known as FMCSA, is a United States government agency that regulates commercial motor vehicles, CMVs, and their drivers. The agency was established in 2000 and is part of the U.S. Department of Transportation. Their mission is to prevent crashes, injuries, and fatalities involving commercial motor vehicles by promoting safety through regulations, education, and enforcement. The agency is responsible for enforcing safety regulations related to commercial motor vehicles, including commercial trucks, buses, and other vehicles used for commercial purposes. Some of the FMCSA's key responsibilities include developing and enforcing safety regulations for commercial motor vehicles and their drivers, conducting safety audits and inspections of motor carriers to ensure compliance with safety regulations, operating the Safety Measurement System, SMS, to identify high-risk carriers and drivers for intervention and enforcement action, providing safety education and outreach programs to motor carriers and the public, investigating motor carrier safety violations and taking enforcement action when necessary. In summary, the FMCSA is the federal agency responsible for regulating the safety of commercial motor vehicles and their drivers in the United States.
What is the new Entrant Audit and who must comply?
The FMCSA New Entrant Audit is a program that was established to ensure that commercial motor carriers comply with the safety regulations established by the agency. The program applies to carriers that are new entrants to the industry, which are carriers that have been operating for less than 18 months. The new Entrant Audit program is designed to ensure that carriers comply with safety regulations related to driver qualifications, hours of service, vehicle maintenance, and other safety-related issues. Carriers must pass an audit within the first 18 months of operation in order to continue operating. The audit involves a review of the carrier's safety management practices, records, and operations. The auditor will review the carrier's safety management plan, policies and procedures, and training records. They will also examine the carrier's driver qualification files, hours of service records, vehicle maintenance records, and other safety-related records. If the auditor identifies any safety deficiencies during the audit, the carrier will be given a specified period of time to correct the issues. Failure to correct the deficiencies within the specified period of time can result in penalties or even revocation of the carrier's operating authority. The new Entrant Audit program is an important part of FMCSA's efforts to improve safety on the nation's highways. By ensuring that new carriers comply with safety regulations from the outset of their operations, the agency can reduce the risk of accidents and improve overall safety for all road users.
What happens if a carrier fails to respond to a safety audit request?
If you as a carrier fail to respond to a safety audit request, it can lead to serious consequences. The FMCSA may take enforcement action against you, which can include fines, penalties, and revocation of your operating authority. Under the regulations, carriers are required to participate in the safety audit process, which includes providing the FMCSA with access to all necessary records and documentation. Failure to respond can be seen as a violation of these regulations. The FMCSA may also initiate an investigation into your operations. This can include conducting roadside inspections, reviewing your safety history, and conducting interviews with your employees. They can also issue fines and penalties for non-compliance with the safety regulations. These penalties can range from a few $100s to thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the violation. If you fail to respond to a safety audit request within the provided time, this will lead to the suspension of your operating authority. This means that you will no longer be allowed to operate commercial motor vehicles, which can have serious financial consequences. Your company will stay suspended for a minimum of 30 days, and a new MCS 150 must be filed after that. In summary, it is important for carriers to respond promptly to safety audit requests from the FMCSA and to comply with all safety regulations to avoid enforcement actions and penalties.
What do I need to do if my authority is revoked due to not responding to a safety audit request or failing the new Entrant Safety Audit?
If your authority is revoked due to not responding to a safety audit request or failing one, you will need to take several steps to restore your operating authority. First, you will need to address the reason why your authority was revoked. In the first case, it was because you failed to respond to a safety audit request, or in the second, because you failed your audit. You will need to contact the FMCSA and request a copy of the audit report to understand the specific issues that led to the revocation. Next, you will need to correct any deficiencies that were identified in the audit report. This may involve improving your safety management practices, updating your driver qualification files, ensuring that your vehicles are properly maintained, or addressing other safety-related issues. Once you have corrected the deficiencies, you will need to submit evidence to the FMCSA demonstrating that you have taken corrective action. This may include updated policies and procedures, training records, maintenance records, or other documentation. Finally, you will need to submit a request for reinstatement of your operating authority to the FMCSA. This request should include all required documentation and evidence demonstrating that you have corrected the deficiencies identified in the audit and are now in compliance with all safety regulations. It is important to note that the reinstatement process can take several weeks or even months, depending on the complexity of the issues that led to the revocation. During this time, you will not be able to operate commercial motor vehicles until your operating authority has been reinstated. In summary, if your authority is revoked due to not responding to a safety audit request, you will need to address the deficiencies identified in the audit report, submit evidence of corrective action to the FMCSA, and request reinstatement of your operating authority.
Who do I need to contact if I can't figure out how to reinstate my authority?
You will need to contact the FMCSA to begin the process of restoring your operating authority. You can contact the FMCSA's new Entrant Safety Assurance Program by phone at 1-866-637-0635 or by email at newentrant@dot.gov. You should explain that your authority has been revoked and that you are seeking reinstatement, or simply contact us and we will help you. That's all for now. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.